The landscape pulsed with life. Towers scraped the sky, their peaks lost in the haze of neon lights. Neon signs flickered and danced, painting the urban sprawl in 1,000 electric hues, each more vibrant than the last. The streets below were a maze of activity, with people moving like currents in a river, each one contributing to the planet's relentless energy. The air was thick with the hum of machinery and the distant echoes of conversations, creating a symphony of urban life. Above, a crescent moon hung in the sky, a lonely witness to the spectacle below, casting a pale glow over the planet. The moonlight mingled with the artificial lights, creating a surreal blend of natural and synthetic illumination. It was as if the moon itself was drawn into the planet's electric embrace, becoming part of the neon jungle. It was the heart of N3rth0u5, a planet on the edge of tomorrow where technology reigned supreme and innovation was the lifeblood. Here, the future was not just a concept, but a living, breathing reality. Skyscrapers were adorned with digital billboards that displayed ever-changing advertisements, and autonomous vehicles zipped through the streets with precision. The spirit of competition burned bright in every corner, from the bustling streets to the towering skyscrapers. On this planet, ambition was a currency, and everyone was striving to outdo one another. The air was charged with a sense of purpose, as if the very fabric of N30Ry3g0n was woven with dreams and aspirations. Tonight, it was also the arena for a battle of epic proportions, a clash that would be remembered for ages. The anticipation had been building for weeks, with every citizen eagerly awaiting this night. It was more than just a fight, it was a spectacle, a testament to human ingenuity and the relentless pursuit of excellence. The roar of the crowd was deafening, a symphony of excitement and anticipation. People from all walks of life had gathered, united by their shared enthusiasm for the event. The energy in the air was almost tangible, a pulsating force that seemed to synchronize with the heartbeat of the planet itself. Thousands of spectators packed into the specially constructed arena, their faces illuminated by the dazzling holographic displays that circled the battlefield, casting a surreal glow. These displays were a marvel of modern technology, capable of projecting images so lifelike that they seemed to leap off the screens. They added an extra layer of immersion, making the audience feel as if they were part of the action. The air buzzed with anticipation, a tangible energy that crackled with every shouted cheer and every stomp of a foot, creating an electric atmosphere. It was as if the very air was charged with electricity, each cheer and shout adding to the growing tension. The crowd was a living entity, feeding off the energy of the event and amplifying it tenfold. Tonight, two titans would clash, their skills and determination put to the ultimate test. These were not just fighters. They were legends in the making, each one carrying the hopes and dreams of their supporters. Their journey to this moment had been fraught with challenges, but tonight all their efforts would culminate in this epic showdown. The arena itself was a marvel of engineering, a testament to human ingenuity and technological prowess. It was designed to be both functional and awe-inspiring, with every detail meticulously crafted to enhance the experience. From the state-of-the-art lighting to the advanced sound systems, everything was geared towards creating an unforgettable spectacle. A circular platform rose from the ground, constructed of a shimmering, almost translucent material that pulsed with an inner light, adding to the arena's mystique. This platform was more than just a stage. It was a symbol of the cutting-edge technology that defined N30R0u5. Its surface seemed to ripple with energy, reflecting the intensity of the moment. Above, a dome of energy shimmered, protecting the spectators from the battle that was about to unfold, ensuring their safety. This energy dome was a feat of modern engineering designed to withstand even the most intense impacts. It provided a sense of security, allowing the audience to fully immerse themselves in the spectacle without fear. Within this cage of light, two figures stood, their metallic bodies glinting beneath the neon glow, ready for the confrontation. These fighters were the epitome of human and technological evolution, their bodies enhanced with cybernetic implants that gave them superhuman abilities. They were warriors of the future, prepared to push the limits of what was possible. The crowd held its breath, the tension palpable. Every eye was fixed on the arena, every heart beating in unison with the fighters. It was a moment of collective anticipation, a shared experience that transcended individual differences and united everyone in the arena. This was no mere sporting event. It was a clash of ideologies, a battle for supremacy in the ever-evolving world of artificial intelligence, where the stakes were higher than ever. This was a contest that would shape the future, a test of not just physical prowess, but also intellectual and technological superiority. The outcome would have far-reaching implications, influencing the direction of technological advancement for years to come. And tonight, only one champion would remain standing, victorious in this high-tech coliseum. The victor would not only earn glory and honor, but also the respect and admiration of an entire planet. This was their moment, a chance to etch their name into the annals of history and become a legend in the neon jungle of N30Ry3g0n. One of these titans was A5zard0n, a fighter equipped with extraordinary abilities and cutting-edge gadgets. A5zard0n could lift up to 5 tons with ease, thanks to his enhanced strength. Each of his fingers and thumbs housed mini-tasers, capable of delivering powerful electric shocks to incapacitate opponents. The 3 triangles on the bottom of each foot allowed A5zard0n to hover, giving him unparalleled mobility and agility in the arena. A5zard0n was also a black belt in Krav Maga, a martial art known for its efficiency and brutal effectiveness. His fighting style was a blend of raw power and precise technique, making him a formidable opponent. With these abilities and gadgets, A5zard0n was ready to face any challenge, embodying the spirit of innovation and excellence that defined N3rth0u5. On one side stood A5zard0n, a towering behemoth of chrome and steel. His presence alone was enough to send shivers down the spines of even the most seasoned spectators. His design was sleek, almost avian, reminiscent of a predatory bird ready to strike at any moment. With sharp angles and glowing blue circuitry that traced intricate patterns across his frame, A5zard0n's body pulsed like a beating heart, a testament to the advanced technology that powered him. His eyes, twin orbs of burning white light, were not just for show. They were the windows to his highly advanced sensory systems, scanning the arena with cold, calculating intensity, analyzing every possible variable and outcome. A master of strategy and a veteran of countless battles, A5zard0n's reputation was built on his ability to outthink and outmaneuver his opponents. Known for his lightning-fast reflexes, he could react to threats in the blink of an eye, and his fingers were equipped with mini-tasers, allowing him to deliver precise, incapacitating shocks to his enemies. Across the arena stood his opponent, the formidable N30Ry3g0n, a machine that was the very embodiment of brute strength. A hulking brute of a machine, N30Ry3g0n's sheer size and power were enough to intimidate any challenger. N30Ry3g0n was a testament to raw power, his every movement causing the ground to tremble. His metallic body, thick and heavy, was designed to withstand the most brutal of attacks, and it bore the scars and dents from countless battles, each mark a story of survival and dominance. His eyes, glowing a menacing red, were like twin beacons of fury, burning with an unquenchable thirst for victory that drove him forward in every battle. N30Ry3g0n was a force of nature, a juggernaut capable of overwhelming any opponent with sheer might. He had the unique ability to manipulate the very earth beneath his feet, turning the ground into a weapon at his command. This ability, known as megathoskinesis, allowed him to reshape the battlefield to his advantage, creating obstacles and traps for his enemies. The 2 robots stood motionless, their forms reflected in the polished surface of the arena, a stark contrast to the chaos that was about to unfold. Their reflections seemed almost serene, belying the fierce battle that was imminent. A tense silence fell over the crowd as they waited, hearts pounding, for the battle to begin. The anticipation was palpable, the air thick with the collective breath of thousands of spectators. The air crackled with anticipation, the silence broken only by the hum of the robot's internal systems, a mechanical symphony that underscored the tension of the moment. Beyond the arena, the distant rumble of the city served as a reminder of the world outside. A world that would soon be watching this epic confrontation. A5zard0n's face, a mask of determination, showed no fear. His focus was absolute, his mind a fortress of strategy and precision. N30Ry3g0n's fierce glare promised a battle for the ages, his every fiber vibrating with the promise of destruction. The arena lights dimmed, focusing all attention on the two titans. The stage was set for a clash that would be remembered for generations. The crowd held its breath, knowing they were about to witness history. The tension was almost unbearable, a collective gasp waiting to be released. Both robots prepared for the clash, their systems primed for combat. Every circuit, every wire, every piece of their advanced machinery was ready for the ultimate test. The final moments before the fight felt like an eternity, each second stretching out as the anticipation reached its peak. The arena was about to erupt in a spectacle of power and skill, a battle that would push both A5zard0n and N30Ry3g0n to their limits and beyond. A gong rang out, its sound echoing through the arena, the signal to begin. A5zard0n was the first to move. With the speed that belied his size, he darted forward, leaving a trail of blue sparks in his wake. His arm crackled with energy, a surge of raw electricity building to a blinding crescendo. N30Ry3g0n roared, his voice a metallic thunderclap. He braced himself, his feet planted firmly on the ground. A wave of energy pulsed outwards, cracking the polished surface of the arena. A5zard0n's attack struck with the force of a lightning bolt. The arena was engulfed in light. The crowd gasped, blinded by the intensity of the electrical discharge. The smell of ozone filled the air when the light subsided. A5zard0n stood triumphant, or so it seemed. Smoke curled from N30Ry3g0n's scorched armor, but the hulking robot remained standing. He shook his head, scattering sparks and debris. A low growl rumbled in his chest, a sound of anger and defiance. This wasn't over, not by a long shot. A5zard0n circled his opponent, his blue eyes analyzing, searching for a weakness. He had struck with his full force, yet N30Ry3g0n had weathered the storm. This opponent was more durable than he had anticipated. A new strategy was needed. A5zard0n feinted left, drawing N30Ry3g0n's attention. In a blur of motion, he dashed right, his fist pulled back, charged with a concentrated ball of electrical energy. This time, he wouldn't aim for brute force. He would target his opponent's weak points, exploit any vulnerability he could find. N30Ry3g0n was slow to react, his massive frame struggling to keep up with A5zard0n's agility. A5zard0n's fist connected with N30Ry3g0n's chest, a direct hit to a critical system. A shudder ran through N30Ry3g0n's frame, his movements faltering. Section 5, Seismic Retaliation. The crowd roared, their cheers echoing A5zard0n's name, but the champion, well, he knew better than to underestimate his opponent, N30Ry3g0n might be down, but he was far from out. A low, guttural growl emanated from N30Ry3g0n. He stumbled back, shaking his head clear of the electrical aftershocks. His red eyes blazed with renewed fury, his anger fueling his power. He slammed his fists against the ground. The arena shuddered. Cracks spread across the once pristine surface, spiderwebbing outwards from N30Ry3g0n's position. Chunks of debris levitated, caught in the gravitational pull of N30Ry3g0n's megathoskinesis. A wave of energy rippled outwards, throwing A5zard0n off balance. A5zard0n struggled to maintain his footing, his metallic talons digging into the ground. The air crackled with raw energy as the two forces collided. A5zard0n's electricity against N30Ry3g0n's earth-shattering might. Section 6, Crystal Catastrophe. N30Ry3g0n ripped a chunk of debris from the arena floor, hurling it at A5zard0n with bone-crushing force. The arena, once a place of structured combat, had devolved into chaos, with every corner echoing the sounds of destruction. The air was thick with the acrid smell of burning metal and the sharp tang of ozone, remnants of energy blasts that had missed their mark. The once pristine battleground was now a war-torn landscape, littered with the remnants of past skirmishes and the ongoing clash between these two titans. A5zard0n dodged, the projectile narrowly missing him before crashing into the energy shield above. The shield shimmered, absorbing the impact, but it was clear it wouldn't hold for long under such relentless assault. Each hit sent ripples through the shield, a visual reminder of its weakening state. A5zard0n could feel the pressure mounting, the weight of the battle pressing down on his circuits. He had to think fast, adapt, and find a way to turn the tide in his favor. He knew he couldn't withstand a direct assault from N30Ry3g0n's full power. The sheer force behind each attack was enough to pulverize anything in its path. A5zard0n's processors raced, analyzing every possible move, every potential weakness in his opponent's strategy. He had been programmed for this, prepared for the day he would face such overwhelming power, but nothing could have truly readied him for the raw, unbridled fury of N30Ry3g0n. He needed to end this, and quickly. A5zard0n channeled every ounce of his energy into a single devastating attack. The air around him crackled with raw power, a testament to the energy he was summoning. His servos tensed, his focus sharpened, and he could feel the very fabric of reality bending to his will. This was his moment, the culmination of years of programming and upgrades, and he would not let it slip away. He became a blur of motion, weaving through the debris field, drawing closer to N30Ry3g0n with each passing second. Each step was calculated, every movement precise as he closed the distance. The world around him seemed to slow, his senses heightened to an almost supernatural level. He could hear the faint hum of N30Ry3g0n's power core, feel the vibrations of the ground beneath his feet, and see the minute shifts in his opponent's stance. N30Ry3g0n, blinded by rage, focused on controlling the battlefield, unaware of the danger closing in. A5zard0n seized his chance, his processors calculating the weight of the moment. He could see the subtle signs of wear and tear that hinted at a vulnerability. This was his opportunity, the opening he had been waiting for, and he would not let it pass. He launched himself at N30Ry3g0n, his fist aimed at a single vulnerable point, the glowing crystal embedded in N30Ry3g0n's forehead, the source of his immense power. The crystal pulsed ominously, a beacon of the energy within. A5zard0n's fist connected with the crystal, and for a brief moment, time seemed to stand still. The energy within the crystal surged, meeting the force of A5zard0n's attack in a cataclysmic collision. The impact was deafening. The force of the collision sent shockwaves through the arena, shaking its very foundations. The ground beneath them cracked and splintered, and the air was filled with the sound of shattering glass and twisting metal. The energy released in the explosion was blinding, a brilliant flash of light that momentarily turned night into day. N30Ry3g0n roared, a sound cut short as his systems overloaded, the energy feedback from his own crystal overwhelming him. Sparks flew and circuits fried under the immense strain. His once formidable form was now a chaotic mess of malfunctioning machinery and uncontrolled energy. The power that had once made him invincible was now tearing him apart from the inside. He stumbled, his movements faltering, his massive frame finally succumbing to the relentless assault. The once formidable warrior now seemed vulnerable, his strength waning. Each step he took was labored, his once fluid movements now jerky and uncoordinated. The battle had taken its toll, and it was clear that N30Ry3g0n was on the brink of collapse. Then, with a final groan of metal, he crashed to the ground, the light fading from his eyes. The battle was over, but the scars it left behind would be remembered for ages. The arena, now silent, stood as a testament to the fierce struggle that had taken place. A5zard0n stood amidst the wreckage, his systems cooling with exhaustion, but his spirit unbroken. He had faced the storm and emerged victorious, a true warrior in every sense of the word. Silence descended upon the arena. The dust settled, revealing A5zard0n standing over his fallen opponent. His metallic frame bore the scars of battle, but his blue eyes shone with the cold fire of victory. He had won, proving once again why he was considered the pinnacle of robotic combat. The crowd erupted. The silence shattered into a cacophony of cheers, whistles, and applause. Holographic fireworks exploded across the energy dome, showering the arena in a cascade of light and color. A5zard0n stood amidst the chaos, his victory undisputed. But even as he absorbed the adulation of the crowd, a flicker of unease passed through A5zard0n's systems. He couldn't shake the feeling that he was being watched, and as he scanned the cheering crowd, his sensors picked up a faint, unfamiliar energy signature. It was faint, almost imperceptible, but it was there. The energy signature originated from a lone figure standing at the edge of the arena. The figure was shrouded in shadow, its features obscured by the darkness, but even from this distance, A5zard0n could sense the power radiating from it, a power unlike anything he had ever encountered. A5zard0n stared at the figure, his processors working overtime, trying to analyze the threat. Was this a new challenger, a rival seeking to usurp his position, or something else entirely? The figure turned, its gaze meeting A5zard0n's across the expanse of the arena. For a moment their eyes locked, and A5zard0n felt a chill run through his circuits. Then, as quickly as it had appeared, the figure vanished, swallowed by the shadows. A5zard0n stood alone in the arena, the echoes of the crowd's cheers fading into the night. He had won the battle, but he knew that the war was far from over. A new era of robotic conflict was dawning, and he had a feeling that it would be even more brutal, even more challenging than anything that had come before. But amidst the uncertainty, there was a flicker of something else, a sense of anticipation, even excitement. For the first time in what felt like an eternity, A5zard0n felt truly challenged. He had faced countless opponents, overcome impossible odds, but this was different. This was a chance to push his limits, to test his skills against an unknown adversary. As the arena lights dimmed and the crowds dispersed, A5zard0n turned towards the shadows, a steely glint in his eyes. He didn't know what the future held, but he was ready to face it head-on. The future of robotic combat was uncertain, but one thing was clear. A5zard0n would be there, at the forefront of the battle, his spirit unbroken, his resolve unshaken. Don't miss out on more epic showdowns. Subscribe and follow for the latest battles and updates.